Bitcoin is close to bottoming out. I found some important data which is exactly showing us where Bitcoin is going to be heading next between August and September here. So let's talk about exactly that within today's update video, but we will discuss a lot more than only that. We'll take a deep dive into what's the most important Bitcoin price data, the latest news hitting the markets, and we will of course take a deep dive into what's Ethereum and altcoins. So from there guys, make sure to first of all subscribe to the channel. We are about to hit 4,000 subscribers here, and watch and like my latest YouTube videos, and then we can dive into what's the most important content. Since Bitcoin history is basically repeating here, we are seeing the same seasonality playing out as all these post-halving years. Here we have 2013, 2017, 2021 and now 2025. We have the exact same seasonality playing out once again. What tends to happen for Bitcoin is once we enter the month August, we see a little bit of a drawdown to the downside, but actually afterwards we see moves to the upside between the period August to September. And that's also why I don't agree with a lot of people stating that August is a bearish month for Bitcoin. Yes, if you're going to take a look into the average return, and like all the years for Bitcoin, it's going to be a bearish month. But let's just take a look into August during those post-halving years. Here we have 2025, currently a negative return, which is going to be a huge opportunity in my opinion, because take a look into 2021 here, plus almost 14%, take a look into 2017, over 65%, and take a look into 2013, over 30% returns. So actually during post-halving years, Bitcoin tends to perform quite well during August and maybe even into September, but definitely during August, and that's why I do think this could be the Bitcoin bottom here, and from here we are only going to be moving higher. It doesn't have to be the exact bottom, you could be moving a little bit lower, but I do think the bottom is getting very close for Bitcoin. Maybe this was the bottom, exactly bouncing off this previous support, which we did discuss in some previous update videos on this channel, basically breaking back in towards the bull flag and now holding up quite strong within that bull flag. So in my opinion that is looking quite good. I do think it's going to be important for Bitcoin to be holding this support line, because otherwise you're basically going to enter a new downtrend, and that is not something you want to see. Like for example, you can see over here, once for example starting to move down, trending down, basically you could be entering a much bigger downtrend. So let's not hope that's going to be the case. I do think this is going to be an important level for Bitcoin to watch. You don't want to be breaking below that, but I don't think Bitcoin has to do that, because most of the liquidity is currently stacking up above Bitcoin at that $120,000 level, and Bitcoin tends to be moving to the places where the most liquidity is laying. Also, the global liquidity is still heading higher and now also bouncing a little bit, because yes, we do have this major uptrend for the global liquidity left still, but here we did start to see a significant correction for the global liquidity, and now we can see that the global liquidity is starting to bounce once again. It will be indicating that this bull market is going to continue for longer, but we just have to see how this data is going to be playing out. But for now, get out if you are willing to do so. From there, let's discuss another Bitcoin chart and also take a look into the latest news in the market here. First of all, I do want to quickly say that I do think this final wave for Bitcoin is going to be the most bullish one. Just like we saw expansion during 2023 and 2024, also in 2025 we are going to see that major expansion phase in the ending stage of the cycle. I do think mostly Q4 is going to be a hugely bullish period for Bitcoin and also for altcoins. So I do still think the best is yet to come for the crypto market, that final wave. We did saw some quite negative data coming out today, which is that the ETF flows from definitely Ethereum are looking quite nasty here. We saw a major outflow for the Bitcoin ETF first of all, but an even bigger outflow for that Ethereum ETF. Basically the biggest outflow ever for the Ethereum ETFs. Isn't too weird to now see like the biggest outflow, because you did also see the biggest inflows here, so it isn't too weird, but it is definitely not something you do want to see continue here. But the quite exciting thing I can make up of this is that yes, we saw a major outflow for Ethereum, but Ethereum did saw a major pump yesterday. And that is maybe because all these other companies are still accumulating Ethereum and basically absorbing the sell pressure from the ETF ETFs yesterday, so that is making me quite bullish there. And we do know that companies have been accumulating Ethereum at a record pace. Tom Lee's company now holds over $3 billion worth of Ethereum, so yes, that is definitely quite insane. And from there, guys, I do want to quickly discuss Ethereum. Ethereum is playing out a pattern we have seen before, and I did discuss this in great detail in the video yesterday, so make sure to check out this video if you do want to know everything about this pattern. But basically what's happening, Ethereum is currently ranging, and also in this range we saw a major bull trap, but also the bear trap, grabbing liquidity on both sides, and normally from there you could see a huge short squeeze higher, and that has already been happening for quite a bit yesterday. So that is looking quite good for Ethereum, and if history is going to be repeating here, we could be moving towards that $4,000 level quite soon. And that is also exactly my conservative case target. That's going to be a target where I will be taking most of my profits on my Ethereum positions and start to rotate a little bit more in towards altcoins. If you're a little bit more bullish on Ethereum, or just don't want to rotate in towards altcoins that much and just hold like quite a safe big bag of Ethereum, you could also be looking in towards this bull case over $6,000, but it's all going to depend on your stance in the market there. We do have the altcoins market cap reclaiming important support levels, basically trading back in this, which is somewhat playing out as a range now. We have been breaking back in towards that, and I do think definitely once Ethereum is going to show a lot more bullish price action, the altcoins market cap could be heading for new all-time highs quite soon, and I definitely think that is going to happen this cycle still. Altcoin season index is already showing some early signs of a little comeback here, basically moving higher once again, hitting 51 on that altcoin season index, so that is looking quite strong here, and I do think we are going to hit that 75 level quite soon and see a new altcoin season this cycle. And guys, that was it for today's update video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's update video, and I will see you guys within the next update video tomorrow.
Are you looking for exchange with zero fees over 3,000 plus trading pair with industrial leading liquidity proof of reserve that has 1:1 ratio with 24/7 online customer service support? Scan the QR code to easy to direct MEXC website and start your first trading. Thank you.
Trading is never as easy. But who say you can't have fun? In every minute you lend, the more you will enjoy. As you grow up in this industry, you will find yourself, and so round yourself with people who will help you to grow up as trader. It's hard in the first place, but I am sure you will be successful. As a trader, always remember trend is your friend.